Welcome back, Kminustwos. Good to have you here. If you're new to the channel and you like what you hear during this video, I'm gonna ask that you do one important thing, is to share this information with someone you care and love, you think they can use this information to their advantage long term. Also, if you like what you hear during this video, I'm gonna ask that you give me a thumbs up, give me a like. The more likes I get on this valuable information I'm sharing, YouTube is more apt to share it with people maybe like you that need to hear great financial literacy information from someone who is debt-free like me. Also, I'm gonna ask that you consider subscribing to the channel, join our community, join the conversation. Again, the more people we engage, guys, across this country, the more people we can help in the financial literacy to get themselves out of debt and to put themselves in a position to build wealth for themselves and their family long term. K-2s, welcome back. Guys, I got two questions for you guys, right? How are you guys doing on your yearly goals? And how do you feel about it? Where are you at, right? What's going on in your lives to the point where either you're making your goals or you're a little short, or you see yourself being short this year? You got one more month, guys, to make it happen. 2024, guys, coming to an end, and here we are in December, right? A very, very difficult month for many, many reasons, right, guys? Think about it, right? We got these three holidays, boom, 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 back to back to back. We love our Halloween, we love our Thanksgiving, and we love our Christmas, guys. They are back to back to back, boom, 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 right? The last 3 months of the year. It can be difficult for some people's pocketbook, right? Let me read this to you guys, and bear with me. I want to give you guys some stats, and I'm going to use my whiteboard here in the end, guys, to bring home what I'm talking about here, right? So, again, guys, I have lost all my financial wealth because of my holiday spending in 2024. That's going to be what some people, some of you may say years down the road. And let me go ahead and give you guys some stats on what I'm talking about. A Gallup poll says for 2024 holiday sales, Americans will spend $960 billion with a B. I'll say it again. Let's be on the same page here now, guys. Billion is more than million, right? 960 billion, with an average American spending up to $100 or $1,000, some up to $1,500, guys, on their Christmas. With 100 to 300 of that being on decorations for your house, right? You know, those simple light decorations, right? Some of these decorations are professional decorations. Some of those professional decorations, we're gonna spend $2,000 on professional decorations, guys, okay? Now, guys, listen. I got it before I wanna read you guys an article as well, what I got on holiday spending this year, but that reminds me of that commercial. I don't know if it's a Geico commercial or what, that these guys were competing back and forth on the holiday decorations, right? So, I think it was a Geico commercial, but that reminded me of a real life situation. Back in the day, these guys that lived across the street from me, one on that end of the road, one on this end of the road, right? And these guys would go back and forth on who had the best, Christmas decorations, right? And one guy would get off work, seeing one guy put up something on his house one night, and he had to go out and one-upmanship on him, right? I'll never forget. It was kind of comical to watch, right? It was very entertaining because the guys had nice houses, great decorations, right? Everybody, walked around the neighborhood and watched their decorations every year. It was entertaining, nice to see, but these guys went at it, right? One guy couldn't stand the other guy, one-upping him, right? This guy came home one day and saw this guy had put up some kind of gigantic tree on the top of his house. He wouldn't be outdone, right? He had to it took him about 2 hours. It seemed like it took him 2 hours. He either ordered something or he went and bought something. he went out and got, a big old Santa reindeer on top of the house, and had it glowing and it changed colors. I mean, these guys were crazy, right? Back and forth, back and forth. See, guys, this is what we get ourselves into, right? I want you guys to understand this. You know, keeping up with the Joneses is not just for your houses. We talk about it all the time, right? Keeping up with the Joneses is not pertaining to your house, your car, and your boat. It also relates to how we spend on Christmas, right? How we spend during the holidays, right? How we spend on our decorations. We just can't be outdone. We have to make sure we're the best, the biggest of the best. And what's the cost of that, guys? I tell you, let me read some stats to you guys to get a perspective. And then I'm going to read an article that I got as well detailing this. And also, you see my whiteboard back here? I'm going to bring it all home, guys, on my whiteboard here. Just bear with me, okay? So listen to this, guys. Listen. A CNBC report says half of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Over 100 million adults in this country. There's 300, how many people you guys say live in this country? What? 335, 340, 350. Let's say it's around 340, 345. Okay. So 100 million adults living paycheck to paycheck. It goes on further. The report says that a Bank of America report says that 55% of the American adults are worried about not being able to maintain their level of living, their standard of living. All right. And of all the stats I'm going to share with you guys, this is going to be the next stats. These are the people I care about the most. But before that, let me go ahead and read this article. Let me read this article to you guys that I got off the Tampa Bay Times. Now, I don't know where this article originated, guys. I found it off the Tampa Bay Times, okay? 1 in 4 people say they will go into debt for this holiday season. So the article starts like this, guys. I'll read it to you. Americans are used to being bombarded with holiday advertising in shopping malls and on TV commercials. But now, ads have infiltrated to our evening scroll. Companies and influencers tell us to buy these gifts or that decoration to impress our friends, get a great deal, or to have the best decoration on our houses. Now, again, I go back to that example, real life example I gave you guys. And so, guys, I'm worried about the people who are what I'm getting ready to describe to you guys. It's a stat I'm getting ready to tell you guys. Okay? Now, multiple reports say that 37% of Americans can't afford a $400 emergency. 37%. Okay? Multiple reports. I've done my research, guys, and I read this article that prompted me to go out and do some up-to-date 2024 research. And multiple reports say on average 37% of Americans cannot afford a $400 emergency. Goes further. A CNBC survey says that 44% of us can't afford an unexpected emergency costing $1,000 or more. Okay? These guys, when it comes to Christmas gifts for the family, Christmas gifts for the friends, Christmas gifts for people you're trying to impress, Christmas gifts for, that we shell out because we may be guilty of something, we feel guilty or bad about something, Christmas decorations on our houses. When it comes to all of that, guys, and again, for people who have a sheer desire to get out of debt, these are the people, this stat that represents these people are the ones I worry about the most. Because you know what, guys? Let me tell you guys something. I used to think, and for you out there that don't know my story, they're just new to the channel, you long-term subscribers know what Kminustwo is all about. You know about my history. You know about me and where I'm going. But for you new guys, I started this debt-free journey back in 2013 when I was like some of you guys out there. okay? Desperate. I was broke. I did some stupid things financially, okay, with my money, and I need a way out, okay? I found Dave Ramsey on a radio station during my route truck, on my route job, on my route truck one day, and the rest is history. I started back in August of 2013. I went debt-free in March of 17. And I've been working on myself and my finances, my personal finances, and getting myself right and building wealth ever since. But going through that process, guys, was a learning experience. And one thing I thought about over and over again is, why do so many of us struggle? Of course, we haven't been taught these things in school. That's obvious, right? Many people will tell you that, right? We didn't learn this stuff in elementary school. We didn't learn this stuff in junior high school or middle school. We didn't learn this stuff in high school, right? So again, I thought of many different ways why we struggle with money. I thought that, well, it's gotta be because we don't have any type of long-term vision. It's gotta be because we don't have any. This country is based on short term, not long term, right? In terms of our mentality on finances, right? So it's got to be that we don't have no long term planning. But let me tell you guys something. As I go through the holidays of Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, you know what I see, guys? You know what I see? Wow. I see people having Halloween decorations up in June. I see people having Thanksgiving decorations around their houses and in their yard in July, in August. I see people having Christmas decorations. Don't get me started on Christmas. I see people having Christmas decorations up in their houses, inside their house, their Christmas tree decoration, outside their house with their professional decoration that could cost them $2,000. I see that up in September, right? August, September, real early, right? So we plan very well when it comes to these decorations, right? We plan very well when it comes to holidays, right? So why can't we have that same planning gene when it comes to planning our finances for our future, right? I thought about that. So it can't, guys, that tells me we have, majority of us have a planning gene, right? It's just not for finances. Those are the people I worry about the most in particular, because I really hope that some of you out there that are, of those two stats, the 37% that can't afford a $400 emergency and the 44% that can't afford an unexpected emergency costing $1,000 or more, I really, really hope that you guys are not one of the ones that are spending $2,000, up to $2,000 on professional decorating in your house, guys. Let me read this article further that I got off the Tampa Bay Times. According to Bankrate, more than 1 in 4 holiday shoppers say they plan to go into debt this holiday season in 2024 by carrying credit card balances and or using buy now, pay day services, or buy now, pay later services. These buy now, pay later services, guys, is wrecking me, because I'm really bothered by that, because it can become more and more popular to not take the money out of your pocket, not to earn the money and take the money out of your pocket and buy something that you want, that you need, but to go into debt to do it. That anguish to give that dollar away is gone, right? It's alleviated by these buy now, pay later services, because you don't feel that. You don't feel that in your brain. You don't feel that in your heart, body, and soul. That anguish to give your dollar away, you don't feel that. But you pay later with it, right? On interest and so forth and so on, right? So those kind of things I worry about when it comes to people who out there who have a burning desire to get out of debt, but they can't get away from those kind of things. And also, of course, credit card balances, okay? Guys, let me tell you, it's not worth it. I know that a lot of people out there who want to celebrate Look, don't put me as a Scrooge, okay? I like to celebrate my people. I'm maybe not the Christmas guy that most people are, the holiday guy that most people are, but I will exchange a few gifts here and there, and I will celebrate. But I keep things in perspective. I worry about people out there during this holiday season that's going to have this December wreck their financial goals. And again, I'm talking about people out there who have a burning desire to get out of debt and to increase their financial literacy and to put themselves positioned to build wealth long term for themselves and their family and their kids, their grandkids long term. For those of you out there who are okay with that, some of you, I did a video a few months ago that described how the poor, middle class, and people are well off. Some of those people are satisfied with their lives. Some people who are out there who won't get out of their box. Some people are out there comfortable. Some people are out there in their comfort zone. That's fine. If that's you, and if you're poor and you want to be poor, you're fine with that. If you're middle class, you make good money, but you're broke, living paycheck to paycheck, right? Like well over 100 million people in this country, ain't no guilt and shame casted towards you, right? You fine with that? Fine. You like it? I love it. But I'm talking about people out there who have a burning desire to break this cycle for their family, for their kids. They want to do better for themselves and their family long term. These are the people I worry about. Guys, listen, guys. I'll go on further with this. The study further states that 54% of American people, American adults last year, the American adults last year in 2023, 54% of those people this time of year made impulse purchases, okay? And most of those impulse purchases, guys, going to be on your buy now, pay later services, or it's going to be on a balance on your credit card, all right? Basically, the money that you don't have that you're spending for your financial future long term, you're spending now to impress people who you don't care about, who don't like you. Okay, that's what it comes down to, guys. So let me tell you guys something. I want to do a service out there for you guys out there that need help. If you find yourself in these situations, you're welcome to reach out to the Kminustwo financial channel. You can reach me on the information I provide down below in the description box. You can get a hold of me on Instagram. You can get a hold of me on Facebook. Send me a message. I'll get back to you. If you guys want to comment down below, I asked it. What do you guys feel about your particular situation? You can definitely comment on below. But if you guys need to get a hold of me personally, I left the links down below for you to do that. I'm here to help people out there that may need help, all right? So, guys, let me go ahead and break this down to you on my whiteboard. I'm going to show you, right? If there are people out there that are spending upwards of $2,000 for professional decorating services for their house, guys, during this time of year, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're one of those people out there that can barely afford, if an emergency happens, you're one paycheck away from disaster, okay? If you use that, let's say for everybody, if you want to spend $100 to $300 on your decorations, fine, right? Let's subtract the $300 away from the $2,000 some of you guys are spending, right? Let's just say, for future reference, you put that money in the S&P 500, for example, a Standard & Poor's 500, the top 500 companies in America. Let's just say you just invested in that for the next 10 years, right? And not say nothing's guaranteed, right? I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your financial person that's going to help you out with that. But I just give you an example, right? I'm not saying these things are going to happen, but going from the history of the S&P 500, guys, since its inception of the stock market, the S&P 500 has generated 10%, right? Since its inception, right? Let's just go $1,700, invest in the S&P 500, right, for 10 years, right? The S&P 500, guys, generates 10%, right? 0.10 or 10%, right? For 10 years. Now, if you let that ride and invest anything else, right? You would get back $4,409.36. May not seem like a lot. And I want you guys just to get a perspective of what I'm talking about here. The money you're spending See, we have to get over this buy now, pay later thing that we're into, or trying to impress, trying to keep up the Joneses, right? Even during the holidays, right? So we have to get away from this short-term thinking versus, and then use some of our long-term thinking, right? Traits that I know we have, right? We have to adopt long-term thinking. If you adopt long-term thinking, you're going to get the gist of this, right? So, the $4,409.36 may not seem like a lot, but you get the point. You put in your $1,700, don't put anything else. After 10 years, this is what you get. Now, the most important thing is you have generated $2,709.36 when you're asleep. That's the most important aspect of this board, guys, where I write it out for you. That's what I want you to get. That's the most important thing I want you to get. Now, let's say that you took that, you took that $300, right? That you took that $300 that you're busy up on your house, decorating, trying to impress the Joneses, trying to impress the guy next door, and you took that same $300 and put in this equation. I'm gonna show you what you'll get out of that. So let me erase this here. Let me go ahead and erase this and give you guys another example of what I'm talking about, okay? Listen up, all right? So let's say you take that, let's say you guys go, hey, look, all right, I'm done with this. I'm not spending no $2,000 on a professional decorating service for the guy down the street to try to keep up the Joneses and try to press the guy next door who don't like me, okay? Or to go into to further my destruction of my future finances by spending this money on decoration, all right? I do a simple decoration, that's it. But you know what? I take that same $2,000 I'm paying for professional decoration services and I apply that to my S&P 500 guys for 20 years. Let's see what we get, all right? You take the $1,700, right? That same $300 that we used on decorating services or simple, lights around our house, right? We take that money and invest it throughout the year, right? Just $300 initial entry to the stock market, to the S&P 500, it's going to be $1,700. But we're going to take that $300 and each paycheck divided by how many paychecks you get, throughout the year, 26. That just $300 invested in each year, right? Each year, $300. How much would that generate? How much you guys think that generated? Just $300 invested each year for 20 years with a $1,700 initial investment. Check this out, guys. All right. So let's just go for 10 years. Just 10 years. All right. It's going to be this, guys. All right. That money would generate $9,190.59. But with $4,490.59. That's the money generated while you're sleeping, guys. Passive income, not active income. You're sleeping, okay? Not doing anything to get that money. I want you guys to better understand that. We have to go from using our short-term genes, right? Our short-term ability in this country to our long-term genes, our long abilities in this country, right? We can use our abilities and can engage with our finances to think long-term, guys. Again, not big numbers, but I want you to understand the power of compound interest, the power of passive income, the power of, you not doing anything to build up that money, right? Let that money work for you, right? The power of money working for you. The power of each dollar soldier working for you while you're sleeping, right? So I understand that. Now, so I wrote down some other stats. Let's go for, instead of 10 years, let's now go for 20 years, guys, with $300 investing each year. Just simple $300. A simple $300 after your initial $1,700 investment, okay? Now, how much would that generate? Check this out, guys. After 20 years, you would have $28,619 right? And 25 cents. How much of that money will be in interest? How much would that money have been compounded over the years? Compound interest will generate to benefit you. How much you guys think? How much would the interest generate have made for you while you're sleeping? Check this out, guys. $20,919.25 in my example will be made if you invested $1,700 that you took from your holiday Christmas decorations, trying to compare to the guy down the street and compete with the Joneses. You took that $1,700, you took $2,000 and took the $1,700 initial investment, S&P 500 that generates 10%, 20 years. Okay, you put the $300 incrementally into your investment throughout the year on 26 paychecks. You got $28,000 after 20 years. 20,000 sleeping, not doing anything. All of it not doing anything, but your investment generates interest. Compound interest, guys, $20,000. Think about that. I just want to give you guys perspective. And what is this all about, guys? What is this all about? Look, there's nothing wrong with, even though some people out there are more into holiday spirit than I am, more people into the gift-giving craziness, frenzy. You know, now we're into a couple of days of Black Friday now, that more than I am. Look, it's all about, it's not, nobody's saying anything about you can't enjoy yourself during the holiday. You should, right? No one's saying you cannot have Christmas decorations on your house. You should. But, and no one's saying that you can't go out and have a good time buying and celebrating other people, right? It's all about this. Here, guys, here's my rule of thumb. Take it from me, from a guy who been through all the trial and error, been through all the this and that and the other, the ups and downs, okay? Throughout my lifetime. Look, my general rule of thumb is if you have more Christmas tree and gifts in your house than your rent or your mortgage, you guys have to take a look at yourselves, right? That's your indication that you're doing something wrong. That's the indication that you're failing. That's the indication that you're losing with your finances. There's nothing wrong with enjoying yourselves and having a good time on the holidays. Me personally, I worry about the people I just talked about. I don't want the holidays having you, right? I want you to control your holidays. I don't want the holidays having you. If you have, if your Christmas decorations around your house, general rule of thumb I go off of, guys, and I can help people out with. If your Christmas decorations around your house are more than your mortgage or your house, your rent, then that's an indication, guys, that you really need to take a look at yourselves and find out, what am I doing wrong? You need it. Most likely, you're going to be discombobulated on your budget. You're going to be discombobulated on your financial future if those things are in place, right? I'll never forget. I'll leave you guys with this. I'll never forget one year I got invited to a friend of a friend's house. This when I lived in Minnesota. Guys, I kid you not. The house, when I walked up to the house, right? The house was barely standing, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay? There was no, it was one of those houses, right? It looked like it was just put together, right? It was barely standing. I didn't want to walk the the stairs were rickety. They had holes. Your feet went through the stairs. There's like wooden stairs right there. They're all cracked and there are holes in it. The door almost came off the hinge when you opened the screen door to go in the house. All the floors were rickety. You felt like you're gonna fall in any minute, right? They had holes in the walls inside the house. It was literally, the house was put together in Band-Aids, guys. No kidding, right? It was just one of those kind of houses, right? And I'll never forget. But you wouldn't believe, right? A house like this that had no windows upstairs, but and boarded up, windows upstairs and on the side of the house, for example, right? A house like this had a huge, in the corner, it had a huge Christmas tree. A huge Christmas tree, right? That went all the way up to the top of the ceiling. And presents all throughout. The presents took up half the living room, right? This is what I'm talking about, guys. If your Christmas or anything about your holidays is more than your house, okay, on your rent or your mortgage, you really, guys, gotta check your watch, check the time, and grab a mirror and look on it and really determine where you want to go with this thing. Because this now, guys, have gotten serious for you. You have bought into, if that's you, you have bought into society, what it's doing to you right now during the holiday. A couple of days into Black Friday, where we are right now, it's December 2nd. So we're right into the thick of everything right now, all right? So don't buy into it, guys. I beg you, I implore you, if that's you out there, you have a burning desire to get out of debt and to build wealth and put yourself in a position to build wealth for you and your family, your kids and your grandkids for long term, I ask you guys to take a look at what you're doing right now, okay? So again, guys, thank you for joining me. K-2s, here we are, December. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? This could possibly be my last video, guys, in 2024. I wish you guys well. I wish you good luck on your goals. You know what K-2 doing. You know what your boy K-2 doing. I'm out to go get it, guys. I will not be denied. K-2s, do well, okay? If I don't see you, have a great holiday season. Have a great end of 2024. And I will see you back in January 2025. If you're new to the channel, you like what you heard, share it and like it. Share the channel with someone you care and love that can benefit them long term. Like the channel. The more likes we get, guys, the more apt, YouTube's more apt to send this to other people just like you, possibly, to share this financial literacy to somebody who really need it. And consider subscribing to my channel. All right? There you go, guys. And as always, we've come too far to forget who we are. So let's take it to another level. Raise the bar. Only then can we toast to ancestor stars. Peace.